Okay, so this is about Nicki Minaj and Don Lemon. Okay, I'm gonna give you a rough because we may have to skip through it a little bit.
Give me a synopsis on this.
This is what happened. Don Lemon was with the protesters. You know, the people protesting ICE and all that other stuff.
What, in Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis, they ran up in a church. Yeah, they ran up in a church for whatever reason.
Why?
Just because they was mad because they felt like the nigga shouldn't be at church. Y'all need to be protesting with us.
Or the Somalis was in here.
No, they were just like, yo, you ain't here fucking around with Jesus, nigga. We outside.
Son, don't say that.
That's what they said.
Nobody said that, man.
Yeah, so
allegedly.
Basically, you want to see. And basically, after that, Don Lemon was with him. He wasn't harassing the people at the church, but they were saying that it's some sort of a law against that. Like you can't prevent people and like you can't start demonstrating or try to intimidate people at their house of worship. That's like, you know, that's a civil rights violation. It's like an old school called a Klan Act or something like that. So, you know, Trump, he'll twist anything. Trump was like, yo, I think we should lock up Don Lemon. Don Lemon like, yo, I'm just a reporter. I wasn't
part of the press.
And he was like, you know who you should lock up? Fucking Nicki Minaj, nigga.
He threw under the bus.
He threw under the bus. He said, man, fuck, don't look at me, nigga. Look at this big booty. It's going to be hard to deport that ass, nigga.
Son, I need to see that.
If you want to get me out marching, try to deport Nicki Minaj. See what the fuck I do.
And I'll go back in the house. God damn.
Free Nicki, free Nicki.
We'll make some t-shirts up.
She have a butt twerking out the cell window and shit.
Not gonna have a butt twerking out there.
Anyway, the title of this video coming from Poetic Flacco is
Really Huge Nicki Minaj Drama.
Somebody is going to jail in this Nicki Minaj and Don Lemon beef. We just don't know who yet. Because they both snitching and diming out each other. Nicki Minaj tweeted out a Chucky doll this morning while in the caption pleading out to authorities to lock up Don Lemon. So Nicki Minaj tweeted, Don blank Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug.
He said he was seeing the dick. He was asking the dick.
Son, but he probably
Don CD Lemon.
Son, his name is not.
That's what she said. I'm reading it. Do I need my glasses? Am I reading it wrong?
You're reading it right. But what I'm saying is,
I thought it was.
God damn it.
Tweeted, Don blank Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. The government agrees with Nicki Minaj. The government believes that charges are necessary in this situation. Now, Don Lemon's response is actually Don Lemon asking the government to arrest Nicki Minaj, and he dimes her out, and he tells on her. So what exactly is Don Lemon asking for Nicki Minaj to be arrested for? We'll get to that, okay? So what exactly sparked this situation? We'll let Nicki Minaj to come on Twitter and ask for Don Lemon to be arrested. What led to the government responding and agreeing that charges should be brought? Well, it all dates back to this protest that took place in Minneapolis a couple of days ago. So Don Lemon showed up as a journalist to cover the protest. He was not involved in the orchestrating or planning of the protest.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we were like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? Saw the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's the chemo.
I can tell you what they're doing. They about to pull up. What it sound like?
No, when they said resistance, what, like Star Wars?
Yeah, resistance against the empire. The empire is ICE and
ICE
Trump.
and Trump. Okay.
Strong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations.
They in a huddle.
Why are you whispering?
Because they over there huddled up. He don't want to disturb them.
And can't tell you where they're going.
The surprise Operation Pull Up, took place at a church. They pulled up to a church that they are claiming that an ICE agent attends, right? That an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. He has an important role in the ministry. They haven't really identified who the ICE agent is, but they claim an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. And they pulled up and they protested in the middle of service and disrupted service, made it impossible for service to continue, and even had people fleeing the church because they didn't understand what was going on. And people are watching this and they were really upset because not only did this happen in real life, but they recorded this and posted it online.
The Lord is safe in your house. The safety you want to get your house in order. That is correct.
Church.
So it's Sunday morning, is what you're saying. They just pull up.
Right.
So they out front, they congregate, and they
trying
like,
to worship.
we'll go. Right. Folks are inside trying to worship. They came in protest inside of their church.
Inside of the church.
I bet they wouldn't do it in the synagogue.
So they wouldn't do it in the synagogue?
No, sir.
You goddamn right. They wouldn't.
sir.
Shit, they wouldn't do it in the mosque neither because they wouldn't have made it out.
Yeah.
What happened to those protesters?
They're not a basement. Yeah, constant folks.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good!
It must be crazy to live in Minneapolis right now.
It has to be.
Like they all over the place. Like what's happening, man?
It's torn. I mean, right now, from the understanding I get, you're right. There's a lot going on between ICE. You have certain people who are very liberal. You have a lot of folks on the right.
They said Trump's sending more ICE agents there too.
He's got them on standby, like 1,500 supposedly. Like, yo, y'all nut out if you want. You act the fool if you want. I'll send them down there and they whipping ass and taking names.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a stressful time there right now.
Yeah. This is uncalled for.
Yeah, this is silly.
Yeah, this is uncalled for. These people, let's say they came out of the church. Once they're coming out, okay, it's
or harass the one guy when he comes out.
Right. But to come in and disrupt these folks from worship,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even one of those, root tooting, God fearing guys or whatever. But it's just wrong.
Yeah, this don't make sense.
This is wrong. These people ain't bothering nobody.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment. Exactly.
This is pure malarkey, is blasphemy, is nonsense. This is evil. They're demonic, right? These are not the good guys. Anybody who's coming to a house of worship to terrorize people in a house of worship, you're not.
Plus, how you know that they wasn't protesting? They just took the day off to pray to God.
Right.
You don't know these people at all.
No, what they're saying is there's a high-ranking ICE agent that's supposedly in there.
Sure, but I'm talking about the stuff they spit into the people there. You saw this young guy.
I don't have no idea. They say your nice jewelry, your nice clothes. Okay, so you buy me that what do you
Fuck, I gotta
do me?
Good guy, right? You're not somebody who's speaking up for good. No, you are evil. Listen, man, the house of worship is where sinners come, is where believers come, is where any and everybody come, right? Is where thieves come, robbers come, prostitutes come, and this is where you redeem yourself. You don't come to the house of worship and terrorize somebody because somebody who's an ICE agent may be in ministry. Are you crazy? And the part that really had me shaking, and I think it should have everybody shaking, was when, the footage of children running out the back door.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid.
They're scared. They don't know what's happening.
Yeah, because in this kind of world today,
Yeah, they don't know. Somebody pull out a pistol or something. Yeah, they don't know what's happening, man. Like, hey, whoa.
I did the same thing. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
this time.
I don't know what's happening.
We don't know what's going on.
I just imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people.
So let's be clear. Is Don Lemon here covering a story, or is he there with the protesters?
Well, they trying to make it like he was there with the protesters, but he's clearly covering the story. He's outside. I don't even think he went in there. He's out there. He's watching what they're doing. I mean, maybe he protests too. He strike me as a protester, but he got to work, so he can't. He's like, I can't.
Right,
I want to.
Cameraman got the cord. I can't in the microphone.
Here, but that's what really, careful, please, really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so,
because they were terrified and traumatized from what was going on inside. Kids were running out the back door. Church should have been their safe haven. These kids just suffered a traumatic experience in the house of God because of you guys? Because of an ICE protest? Fam, y'all are lucky people like me wasn't in that church, bro.
What you was going to do, Flacco? What you was going to tell us, Flacco?
Yo, I don't care about whatever political or I have a right to man. I don't listen, man. You come to my church with this is smoke, bruh. Jesus told Peter, "Yo, you got your sword with you?" Peter said, "I got 2 of them. Let's ride." Mm-hmm. Man, we ain't going for this nonsense. Yo, are you stupid? Say your name.
Renee Good. Renee Good.
Yeah, you know what's black people down with that? Some people just want some woke shit. That's what I mean about people choose a side. If you left, you going with whatever the left say. Instead of, okay, this particular issue pertains to me. This one does not. You know what I'm saying? Like if you right, you go all the way. You're a Trumper no matter what. This, you know what I mean? Nobody's objective. Nobody has their own mind. People are sheep. There's too many people that are sheep.
It's a sheep mentality.
Yeah, and that's most people. That's why they call them sheep.
We must love and support one another. All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing
Children are being dragged into concentration camps?
What are you talking about? Who is this dude? Where'd he get this information from?
You mean like ICE holding facilities? Like every president has ever done, ever? They said Obama did it more than anybody else.
Yeah, I just saw a poll on that. They said Obama deported over 400, like 900,000 or something like that.
I heard a commentator say something very interesting. He was like, I can't remember exactly who it was, but I remember him saying that most of these people don't even care about the migrants. Like, cause sometimes they'll be protesting against them locking up. I don't know, like a child offender. You know what I'm saying? Not you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people be outside like, no, leave me alone. And I'm like, you don't even know this dude is the danger in your community. You don't even know. I think most of these people, when they're protesting, they're basically saying we don't like Trump. They're not really. It's not really pro-immigrant. It's just like it's Trump bad. Bad.
We're bucking the system.
What is Trump doing? Bad.
Whatever he's doing, they bucking the system.
Yeah. I feel like it's a whole lot of that. And that's just my personal opinion.
Nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No. Jesus would dine with immigrants. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Jesus was dying with immigrants?
I can't, man. I can't, as my man said, I can't follow stupid. That's just stupid, son.
Jesus would die for the immigrants. Is that what he died for? On the cross for the immigrants? I don't know.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity?
These things are not mutually exclusive. You could dislike ICE and believe that ICE is abusive and still believe that these people are also abusive. Yo, a lot of y'all are so caught up in this online nonsense, right? In this political war that y'all like forget. Yo, there are normal people who aren't like online. There are people who are just living their normal lives, going to work, going to church.
That's most people.
That's most people.
Don't even know what's going on really. Like, I see some protests. Somebody Somalians. I know it's a lot of Somalians in town.
Right, and they stealing, but
right. But I got to go to work. Nigga. I don't know what's going on.
Time for this.
And living normal. They're not caught up in trying to be a political pawn here. Now, should people speak up? Yeah. But the only responsibility that people have is to not infringe on other people's rights, right? They should not be harassed and terrorized because they choose to live their normal life and not get involved. This maniac went outside and ran to they were onboarding the kids and on a bus to get them out. This maniac ran to the car or ran to the van of kids to terrorize them some more.
Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie and he hangs out with Christy Nome. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
This is where I think it begins to teeter outside of the realm of a protest. Because it's one thing to go into a church and, to, I guess, scream loudly. Then it's one thing to follow people outside the church as they're trying to get away.
Yeah, that's right.
Follow them, yelling at them, harassing them. I think that's where the protest kind of, it enters into a gray area here. Now, Don Lemon, to his credit, I guess he was presenting himself as a journalist. He was not involved in the planning of this. But Don Lemon interviewed the pastor, and he was also, now, I don't want to say badgering the pastor because he was asking the pastor questions. Don Lemon wasn't yelling. He didn't raise his voice. He was asking the pastor how he feel about this.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution and a First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus.
That's not a public space.
Right.
Now, you could do that outside on the sidewalk, or you could do that outside of the church, but they can't.
Sanctuary?
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's definitely crossing the lines of reporting. That's not reporting. I don't even think it should be in there, honestly.
No
but
doubt.
especially while they're dealing with this invasion of sorts. But that's kind of crazy.
Let me ask you this: deeper than this, do you think this is all a play?
It's always a play, son.
This is all a play right
It's always
here.
a play. I know this dude was like, "Is that Don Lemon?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Why is
preaching
this?
this
Right,
what is Don Lemon doing here?
Right, come in.
That's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to
Back
worship
up there.
Jesus.
Yes.
That's
What
why
you mean don't push me? Back the hell up. He probably trying to get some space and want your dick breath on him.
Son, stop.
What time is it? What time is
Dude.
here.
Oh, so you gotta. This is how you know where we are in the broadcast. 26 minutes.
26 minutes.
That's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
We're about
and
worship.
love these folks?
We're about spreading the love.
Jesus would be at church, nigga. It's Sunday.
Peacefully. They ain't bothering nobody.
Jesus would have been in church.
Yeah, they ain't even thinking about them.
Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
No
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to
Unless you're here to
chronicle what
worship.
happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Can't tell.
Donald Trump
Go ahead and get up out of here, son.
to, I think, Twitter to retweet this, where he's advocating for Don Lemon to be arrested. So he retweeted Moni Fun Girl, who wrote, a small group of elderly ladies were protesting at an abortion clinic and were given 40 years in prison for violating the FACE Act. I would like to see the same kind of sentence for Don Lemon and the people that broke into the church and did that during services. So obviously, like, Donald Trump don't 100% control whether or not Don Lemon would be locked up. But the fact that the president is advocating for charges, that right there alone should concern Don Lemon and anybody involved. A representative from the DOJ did an interview with Benny Johnson, and during this interview, she announced that the DOJ plans on bringing charges for, at the very least, violation of the FACE Act. And, she would also say they're looking for additional charges, such as maybe wire fraud, maybe other things that could have happened here in the organization and planning of this particular protest. Now, she didn't really address Don Lemon, like, specifically. I don't think so. But she did say, in terms of charges, there are charges being brought.
We will pursue charges in this case. I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Armin, I've just pulled up the Klan Act because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871, correction there, to combat the Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen. Would you mind breaking down for us because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is an affinity to the FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act, because they were entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening. We just played a video of a man, a bearded man, who was threatening to attack the Christians that were worshiping there. So it seems like an obvious FACE Act violation. But the Klan Act here, it is on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln emancipated the slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. And in fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So whenever anyone conspires to violate the protected civil rights of American citizens, the Klan Act can be used to bring a conspiracy charge.
So they're saying their civil rights is being violated because they had the right to worship as they please, when they please, and, you know.
So they possibly press charges. Let me tell you something, son. If Don Lemon get locked up, he gonna do the Toyota kick. He gonna do the oh what a feeling. That's where he wanna be. Locked up, boss. He ain't mad. He ain't scared of that, man. You lock up Don Lemon, that's for us.
Right. Like, I'm reporting live from jail. It's so relaxing.
Right from the showers.
Conspiracy charge be better used on the ICE agents. You see, so they do have laws in place to protect us. They just choose not to protect us.
Right.
Because from what she's describing, bro, that sounds like a perfect explanation for what some ICE agents are doing to Americans, right? Like, isn't that... hey, man. Now...
But if they are Americans.
Son, how do we get to Nicki Minaj?
I know this sounds crazy.
No, man, we just
too many side things going on.
Yeah.
I hear what Flacco just said. Yes, some Americans are harassed just because of the way they look and this and the third, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, show me an idea, like, nigga, I'm from here.
Yeah, it's all good.
And keep it moving. But some people feel like they shouldn't have to, you know, feel that way or feel afraid or blah, blah, blah. It's nothing to fear if you ain't do nothing. Police stop motherfuckers all the time. I don't got nothing on me. I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just how, you know, I feel about it.
Don Lemon doesn't seem too concerned, because Don Lemon will take to his Twitter to respond, and he will say, listen, man.
I love jail.
All right. I was a journalist. I didn't do nothing wrong. And Don Lemon isn't worried not one bit and doesn't expect charges. Now, this was before he got on Nicki behind. All right. So here is what Don Lemon has to say in regards to the DOJ. And then after this is done, you know, we'll show you guys exactly what Don Lemon has to say about Nicki Minaj and how he exposed Nicki Minaj. And he's kind of requesting that the government step in and also incarcerate Nicki Minaj.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? It's something Hammett, Dillon or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest...
But you know about them. You was with them.
Nigga lying, son.
In the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist.
And that's true. And he did leave. I guess it seems as though he left when he said that. So he should be in the clear maybe. But Trump is, I don't know. He might come looking for him.
There you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea about. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
After this, Don Lemon went live with TMZ. And when he went live with TMZ, he kind of broke down how he believes Nicki Minaj is an illegal, undocumented immigrant and that she needs to be deported because she's against African Americans. Now, I would say this is hypocrisy here.
Right, because, nigga, do you like ice or not? He just wanted to get Nicki while you at it. Why y'all ain't run up to Nicki Minaj?
It's got to run deep. I mean, what is the breakdown between Nicki Minaj
and Don Lemon?
What, a couple of years back he had on a dress. They had on the same dress at the same time, and he got some jealousy. I mean, what? Well, what?
Don is the man one. Anyway,
is he? He got a husband.
I don't know. They husbands to each other.
Oh,
they shake hands every night.
What? Stop, man.
But yeah, but anyway, but Nicki, you know, she was with Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk people and all that, and she was talking that talk, and she also said some things that one could consider homophobic. I don't even want to say the word because I don't know what they be making me yellow for. Right. Here we go.
Don Lemon is in the streets advocating for ICE agents not to arrest illegal immigrants, but yet he's advocating for Nicki Minaj to be deported because he don't like her.
I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant?
Of course he does. Thousands of gay friends. We got a million gay. We got to take a nation of millions.
With Don Lemon.
Woman, you should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand.
I don't know if she was homophobic. What she said is boys can be boys.
Right.
How's that homophobic?
Nah, that goes against her fan base, though, because a lot of her fan base.
What's wrong with being a boy?
So I don't know. Said anything.
That's not even That's not even her shooting at the other side. She's just saying, like, you know, men be men.
What's wrong with that?
Even if you like a Don Lemon ain't unmanly. He just, you know,
right there. Yes, right there. Like he just peeled the wig off and the mascara. Like
Don Lemon, he keep it pretty. Like you know, we clowning him whatever, but he keeps it pretty.
Pretty what?
Masculine presenting. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see it.
You don't see it? You think he ain't a sweetie pie? He a sweetie pie. He is switching.
I don't know. I've never met Don Lemon in person, but the vibe that I get, and it's publicly known he's married to a man.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he not presenting like a Billy Porter. He ain't sassing and rolling his eyes and switching.
He ain't like a TD Jakes, is what you saying? Like a power bottom. All right, man.
My point is, I'm saying I took what Nicki said. You know, to be fair, you know, I'm not part of the community, but how I heard what her message was, it's nothing wrong with being a man. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Be what you are.
She's going against the grain, son.
And if technically, that would be transphobic. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if she made some other comments, but I doubt it.
She doesn't understand journalism, and I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there, a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about and something homophobic. I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent.
Some papers too.
He is airing her out, son.
He is.
So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and you know, get a life and some brains.
Oh, this was from Let Boys Be
We will
Boys.
leave it there. All right. I know you said you don't normally respond, but that
everybody's so sensitive. I don't know. Everybody's so sensitive. You say one little anything to everybody's so sensitive about their group, man.